Right then, guys, you're here with Tom again from PT Mastermind, and welcome to the 5th episode of Knowledge Bombs. Now, this is the show where each of my guests have just 7 minutes to drop some serious knowledge bombs, just so you can get more leads, close more sales, and create the business and lifestyle that you really want, right? So my guests are a mix of 6, 7, and 8-figure entrepreneurs, not just from the fitness industry, but guys who are experts in their own field, you know, marketing, sales, social media, business growth, and a whole lot more. So I'm really excited to announce today's guest. He's called Com Mirza, and he's a multimillionaire technology entrepreneur, venture capitalist, investor, producer, author, and a whole host of other things. He's got operations and offices in 7 countries, a portfolio of 40 plus companies, 80 plus investments, millions of customers, thousands of staff, and his story is really interesting, which we won't really have time to go into today, but it all started from a humble lemonade stand. Failed in his first 7 businesses, went bankrupt on his 8th, and on his 9th, started his business with no money, built it to 30, 40K a month, and he actually eventually sold that, started his 10th, and that's really when he started to hit the millions. So it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on the call today, Com. Thanks for joining me. How's it going?
My pleasure, man. It's going good. It's going awesome.
Wicked, right. So you know the format. You've got 7 minutes to drop some serious knowledge bombs, right? And I know you're big on the mindset stuff, and I'd really like to dig into that today. And you know, the fit pros that are watching this, some of the guys, you know, that I've spoken to, you can tell they've got a few limiting beliefs that's really holding them back from the success. So I really want this to be something that they can watch to really get them pumped up, to really get them inspired and motivated to actually create the business and lifestyle that they're really looking for, because I believe everybody can create the dream that they've got in their head. They just need, first off, the correct mindset and then the strategies to follow. So, you know, on the other knowledge bombs that we've got, you know, there's loads of strategies, everything from Facebook marketing to how to open your own gym. So I think we're going to go down a little bit of a different route with this one and just touch on some mindset stuff. So it's only 7 minutes, Com, so you're going to have to talk quick and squeeze a lot in.
I was given a really good quote, and I heard this a few years back, that if I had an hour to cut down a tree, I'd spend 50 minutes sharpening my saw and 10 minutes cutting down the tree. So I got 7 minutes to drop some knowledge bombs. I'm going to spend 6 minutes saying absolutely nothing. No, I'm just kidding, man.
Right, okay, so we're going to get this thing.
I'm going to quickly hammer this out as quickly as I can. You're absolutely right. Mindset is probably the biggest thing that differentiates people who try and people who don't. You know, people who actually take action and people who procrastinate or hesitate or are afraid. And in my experience, you know, after launching 40 companies and coming across dozens and dozens or hundreds of entrepreneurs who have all launched companies and done successful things, the biggest detractor or biggest paralyzing fact about success or starting a business is fear. It's really, really simple. It's fear. People either fear, you know, they either fear success, you know, and actually achieving their goals, or they fear, you know, procrastination, not achieving it, so they won't even start it. So then, you know, I'm not going to go out and start my new business because somewhere deep down inside in my mindset, in my subconscious mind, I feel that I'm going to fail. So because of that limiting belief, I'm not going to go out there and start my business, or I'll procrastinate, or I'll say I'm going to do it, but I won't do it. So fear is number one. It's the biggest thing that holds people back from chasing their dreams, from becoming successful. So if you can overcome fear, at least the mindset, the limiting belief part of fear, you can start and you can take action. And that taking action eventually will lead to attracting all kinds of opportunities and people and places and things and everything that you need to take your life and business to the next level. But until you take action, all those things are just beyond your reach. You know, you won't be able to get your hands on them, and they'll just be beyond your reach. So I'm going to quickly drop some knowledge bombs on how to self-actualize, because I think once you've self-actualized, once you have this mindset, you have this confidence, you have this thought pattern of positivity and optimistic thought patterns, you can then become the things that hold you back become less effective. The fear isn't as paralyzing. The procrastination doesn't hold you back as much. The hesitation is not even non-existent because you're focused, you know where you want to go. So I think the number one plan to overcome fear, to overcome all these things, is to actually have a plan. So you have to have a plan of how you're going to grow your business, how you're going to grow your life. If you don't have a plan, it's just wishful thinking, and you're not going to take any action ever. You have to take what's inside your head, you have to put it down on paper, in as clear as possible way so that you can understand exactly how to grow your business. I'm going to talk a little bit about how do you get to that stage? How do I get to the stage where I need to grow a business, I need to change my life financially, or things like that? And it comes by actually reaching a bunch of your needs. So I'm sure you've heard, Tom, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, so Maslow's hierarchy of needs talks about a couple of things. One is physiological. So that's your breathing, your food, your water, your sex, your sleep, your eating, shitting, all that stuff. These are your basic needs. If you can't breathe, you can't run $1 million company. You can't eat, you can't run $1 million company. You can't, drink water, you can't have sex, you can't sleep, you can't do these basic human needs. There's no way you're going to self-actualize or overcome your fears because, every time you try to go step outside your comfort zone, well, hey, I need food, I need water, I need sleep, I need sex, I need the basic needs. And then there's your safety needs. There's your safety, your security, your body, your employment, maybe your resources, your morality, the family, health, property. All of these things give us a sense of security. It may not be 100% actually secure, it may be just an illusion, but these things give us a sense of security. Then there's your love and belonging, so your friendships, your family, your sexual intimacy. Then there's your esteem, your self-esteem, your confidence, your achievement, your respect of others, your respect of yourself. And then there's self-actualization. So self-actualization is traditionally the hierarchy of the pyramid. It's at the top. Self-actualization is morality, creativity, spontaneousness, problem-solving, a lack of prejudice, acceptance of the facts. So what we call self-actualization is operating at a meta level. Meta level is a fancy word for operating at your peak performance, operating at a level where you're the most positive, you take the most actions, you're most dedicated towards results, you're committed, you're driven, you're doing all the things that you need to do, you're being creative, you're being innovative, you have mentors, you have people pushing you. You're in that stage where you're primed for business and success, you're primed for better, higher quality of life and quantity of life, and the only way to get there is to have your basic needs covered. So I'm going to give you guys a quick takeaway. I know it's 7 minutes, it's really short. I'm used to talking for 7 days at a time, so it's a big contrast.
Cool plug left, Tom.
But I'm going to give you guys a takeaway. I'm going to tell you to write down your basic needs. So write down, your breathing, your food, your water, your sleep, and then write down, am I getting these every single day? So right next to it, I can put, I can have a daily journal. I can put food, water, sex, sleep, breathing. And then I can actually budget time. So I'm going to budget time out of my schedule. Of my 24 hours a day, I'm going to say I'm going to spend this much time on food, this much time on water, this much time actually breathing, breathing in and breathing out, inhaling, exhaling, and controlling my breath. Then I'll spend some time on safety, so I obviously have to earn somehow to provide for my family. I have to have health, so I need to exercise. I need to spend time with my family, so I have that sense of security. And then there's love, there's friendship, there's family, there's sexual intimacy, there's different love. So you need to spend time in each area of your life that's a necessity. And when you can fulfill those basic human needs, you all of a sudden liberate yourself to go and chase the higher human needs, which are the psychological ones, which are the personal and professional development, which are financial success in your business or employment or career. Until you can meet the basic needs, you can't go chase these higher needs. You can't operate at a meta level. So my advice to everybody quickly is to write down all your basic needs that are not being met and how you can meet them. Maybe maybe me and my wife don't get along, and that's counterintuitive to my business because now I'm trying to apply myself to my business, but then I have this mental blockage of personal relationships or something like that hold me back. We all have these things in different varying forms, but if I can spend maybe 15 minutes a day talking to my wife, or dealing with that need and meeting that need where it needs to be met, then that need is put to bed. I don't have to worry about that need no more, and I can focus and concentrate on the things where I do know I'm going to make money, like my business, and maybe launching more joint ventures or creating new opportunities or anything like that. So until your basic needs are met, you can't perform at your peak, you can't perform at a higher level, and all these mindset things, the small petty mindset things that are holding you back are a large part to do with your needs. So if I can't provide for myself food and I can't provide for my family food, I'll be worrying about food much quicker than I'll be worrying about not having $1 million in my bank account. And once I can provide that food and my family can eat and I can eat and 3 times a day comfortably, I'm no longer worried about food. It's not a basic necessity that's taking me away from self-actualizing myself or reaching my full potential. So write down all your basic needs, food, shelter, water, all these basic needs, love, relationships, health, maybe you need to exercise because that's just the way your body is. Maybe you need to feel healthier, so you need to do some cardio or you need to lift weights or whatever it is. Your body, everybody's body is unique. It responds in a different way, but we are all human. We all have basic human needs and necessities. And when those needs are met, then we can become, more successful. We can teach and educate and mentor other people. We're in a position to then contribute and give back to the world. And I think, in my experience, and in a lot of other entrepreneurs that I've met, you will earn the most money. You will have the biggest business. You will have as many employees as you want. You'll make as much profit as you want when you're living your life in a form of contribution. You think, you're living it from passion. You're living it from purpose. You find out the areas that you can contribute to, and you actually spend the time and you contribute. And I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, I didn't used to mentor people. I didn't used to do all that. I was too busy running my companies, trying to become a billionaire and make all this money. And about 2 years ago, I met a mentor, a really successful guy, a billionaire from Dubai, and he became my mentor. And he taught me all of this stuff it completely shifted my paradigm, taught me this stuff about, what's my legacy, what's my eulogy speech, what am I going to be remembered for on this earth, and it has nothing to do with making money. No one is ever remembered for making a ton of money. You're remembered for your contribution. You're remembered for the value that you added to people's lives whether through a product, service, or whether through interaction or environment or engagement, something. And those are the things you get remembered for. So I started doing these mini masterminds where I would teach entrepreneurs in 3 days how to take their business and life to the next level. And when I started doing this, I was actually losing money by doing it. We would, our revenues would be 250 to 300K a day. And by me taking 3 days out of my schedule and blocking them out and spending it with like 12, 15 people teaching a mastermind, I was actually losing money, in terms of progress and what I was earning, my earning potential. But these 3 days that I would spend with them would provide such transformations and breakthroughs and impact in people's lives that if you were to quantify the value of that, what you're creating in other people's lives once they pay it forward and all that, it's worth a lot more than just $1 million. Like tomorrow, if I can help 12 people become millionaires, and I didn't make $1 million myself, believe me, there's a sense of security out there that I did help 12 other people become millionaires who are going to pass it on, and the impact on that generations down the line is massive. Yeah. The instant gratification in my life, there's great satisfaction from helping people out, and it wasn't until I operated from that point of contribution and value and giving back, which is probably one of the reasons you're creating this show. It's to connect with a wider audience, to motivate them, to inspire them, to give them the tools and the mindsets and the things that they need to become ultimately more successful in their life.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it works the same way.
I think we've ran a little bit over there, Con, which is fine because we were getting into a flow there, and you could tell that you're used to talking for much longer than that.
Yeah. 7 minutes is probably the lowest. I've done TED Talks, which were like 18 minutes max, so it has to be a record, man.
Yeah, well, short and sweet. People don't have a lot of time these days to
of course,
along. So I wanted to get some real nuggets that people can sort of listen to, and then they can take away and apply. So it's been great that you've given people some actual things to do, something to actually take away and apply in their life and their business, to sort of get to that self-actualization point of view. So,
yeah, awesome, man. If I can spend 20 seconds more, and just finalize everything. There's 2 ways to make money in this world. There's 2 ways to get ahead. There's your outer world and there's your inner world. And until you get your inner world right, you'll never get the outer world right. It's as simple as that. It's like your internal thermostat, and once you get your thermostat to a certain level, once your inner thoughts and your inner behavior and your interactions and appreciation reaches $1 million level, you know, the byproduct of that is attracting $1 million financially into your life through the outer world. So focus on your inner world. If I can give you any takeaway advice, 2 words: inner world. Make it, you know, your universe, you know, and you'll do 10 times better.
Awesome. Well, listen, Com, thanks for joining me today. Is there anywhere where people can go to find out more about you, what you do, and potentially even looking at working with you?
Yeah. You can. I'm a really socially active guy, so you can go to my Facebook. It's Facebook.com Mirza, COMMIRZA. And I'm always on my Facebook. I'm always sharing stuff on there. So you can find me there, or you can just go to commirza.com, COMMIRZA.com, and I'm sure there's a little bit of information and stuff there too as well. So awesome, Tom. It was awesome doing the interview with you. I hope your audience benefited from it. I hope they apply what they learn, and I hope to reap the results and benefits in their life.
Okay, Com. Thanks for joining me. I think people are going to have some massive takeaways from this. And, you know, it'd be awesome to do another one again at a later date, you know, and dig into something else for another 7 minutes, right?
I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. We could do something about how to raise funding for your venture or something. We invest into a lot of companies around the world, so I mean, you know, I can give you tons of pointers on that. And anyhow, it was awesome chatting with you, man.
Wicked, Com. Right, thanks for joining us. I'll catch you soon.
Looking forward to it. Catch you later, guys.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Tom here from PT Mastermind. Thanks for tuning in for today's episode of Knowledge Bombs. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you've taken plenty of notes so you can actually implement the strategies that we've laid out today. So if you've liked this video and you want to see more, just hit subscribe below. Or if you want to get on the list to make sure you never miss a knowledge bomb ever again, just click the link down in the bottom left. I'll catch you in the next one.